You gave it to me because you said that I would take care of it.
It's crazy. It's a nice jacket.
That's
Yeah,
so
what I said.
cool. Can I see the back? That's so good.
Why would I ever do this way? Oh, I know why I
Because
do
you
this
love
way.
Because you
Oh,
love
also, yeah.
Also, yeah.
How do I look?
Great. It fits you. It's your jacket.
That's awesome.
Now he is going with it.
Yeah, no, he's fine.
Good second glove.
Okay.
Okay.
It's nice seeing you, Neil.
See you guys again.
Can everybody hear me?
No.
Can the people that are outside come inside for a second? Hey Neil, can you ask the people outside if they're coming inside? If you're here and you're taking part and you're enjoying our space and you're using the energy and the lights are lighting your heart, can everybody come up front for a minute, please? Can everybody come up front for a minute, please? Just come up to the front.
I hit share. I did it.
It helps us a lot if everybody kind of knows what's going on all at once, and then we don't have to explain it over and over again. And then sometimes even if people come inside, it helps out if you guys kind of know what's going on, and then you can kind of tell them. Is there anybody else out front?
There's a few people out for smoke. You want to rally them in?
Yeah, it would help.
All right.
I'm like the bossy, complaining one.
We're rallying the troops.
Rallying the troops.
It's funny because I also hate being told what to do, so I'm totally with you 1,000%. So we're going to start the auction. The biggest drawback right now is that, did you go live?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and there's 8 people with us at home. So there's 8 people with us at home. Those are going to be people that are bidding. It used to be that this room would be packed sometimes with like crazy lunatics and sometimes with like art buyers and sometimes with like your Uncle Ted or whatever, which was great. There actually got to be a point. You remember that point where we had to sit everybody down and say, we're scaring away the art buyers, because it was kind of a fun, wild party. But then the people that had jobs, they didn't want to come in because they thought we looked like riffraff, which is fine because I think in the core of my soul, I'm riffraff too. But so this is life or death for us. We don't charge you to come in. It sucks that we keep half the money too if you sell your piece, but Jess and I give all of our money from our house,
And it doesn't suck because
from our art supplies, and from all of our sales. 100% of my sales over the last 12 years. I think I've sold over 2,000 paintings to keep this place open. Jess and I keep nothing, and we work here for free. But the only thing we ask, and it's kind of a huge ask, is if you can find us on social media,
YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram.
YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, and just click share, or you can even copy the link and email it to your rich uncle. He might not see it for a week, but if you can do the best you can to share the live link, these empty chairs are where the art buyers used to be, and now we got to use our imaginations. There are currently still 8 people with us at home, so that might get up to 20, and sometimes it's a room full of people watching. So during COVID, we had 180 people watching most of the time online. And so that really, especially if you want to sell your work, it sure helps out if you can find the link and click share. And then, you know, the people that are buying art, like they're not all here tonight, but they are at home, I hope. It doesn't benefit them at all to click share, right? Like if you want to buy cheap art and nobody's at the auction, it's like a score for you. But if you're selling artwork, or if your friends are selling artwork, it sure helps us out. And we managed to squeak through rent last month. And we squeaked through rent the month before. And the month before that, it cost Jess and I $1,900 to keep the gallery open. And we're going to go for 6 more months. So this is the beginning of our last 6 months today. Yeah. And then in 2 weeks is my birthday, which also by total coincidence happens to be the 12-year anniversary since we opened Gorilla House. It is also the 9.5-year anniversary since we opened Rumble House, and then we have exactly 6 months left before we close down in November. We'll have a free dinner for people that have nowhere to go for Thanksgiving, and our very last night will be Christmas dinner
25th.
in December. And yeah, so we are live. If you found us in ClickShare, you're the best If you have pieces to sell, bring them up whenever you're ready. And did I say everything?
I think so. I'll talk about the auction part now.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you so much. If you have pieces to sell, artists set their minimum bid. So artists are setting their own minimum bid. Half the sale goes to the rent and max bill, and half the money goes to the artist. So we always say to the artist, set your minimum bid at whatever you would like. So that is a you thing. Pieces start anywhere from like $5 to $50 to $80, $100, whatever the artist sets it at. If you are bidding from home, please, you're going to be texting 403-629-7424 for the bids, and that goes right to Rich's phone. It helps us because then we have the timestamps, and we also have the contact information because I follow up the weekend after to confirm sales. So, we got Kelly and Zach in the backstage. And so people are here joining from, Kelly's joining from her studio, Zach's joining from Vancouver. So tonight we have Tiana's pieces are up for her last night before she heads out to Ontario. And then we got Dusty has her pieces up on the front blue wall. And then in a couple weeks' time, Zach is going to make it in from Vancouver, and Rich and Zach are going to have a big show here. And there will be lots of surprises that evening. So we're working.
Happy birthday, Rich.
So that's in a couple of weeks' time. So we'll kind of keep plugging along there. I will show you how this is going to work. We are going to. I'll start the auction here. This, for instance, Theo dropped this piece off, and it is ink and watercolor on paper. And it is from 2024. Actually, it's a very recent piece. It's from the solstice, June 21st. It's called 3 Islands, 2 Snuggling Tuxedo Bunnies, 1 Kristoff Cloud, just finishing sucking color from the sky. Opening is $50 for this lovely piece on a lovely piece of Arches paper. Opening $50. And people can text 403-629-7424. And yeah, don't be afraid. If you have pieces that you're finishing up, you can interrupt me anytime and bring your pieces up. Okay, Rich did a gajillion paintings this week. Gajillion. I'll show you some. Oh, do you have a Oh,
A
wow.
couple little pieces.
Oh my
If
god.
pours too many, I hope not.
Oh, this is
I did
wonderful.
Fair. 20 pieces. Yeah.
Please remind me your name.
I'm Cole.
Cole, thank you very much.
What's your last name?
Bump.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah,
Hold
yeah.
on.
Cole Bump. It's a cool name.
We've seen you more on social media lately, right? Like we see
Yeah.
you a lot, but like Cool Bump, you pop up on my social media quite a bit.
Oh,
I
yeah.
see you a lot. That's why when you came in, I was a little confused because it's like it doesn't seem like that long since I've seen you, but it seems like actually we probably haven't seen each other in a bit. So, in person, yeah.
In person, I think it's been like 5 years. Basically, since before I quit drinking.
Yeah.
No, 5 years not drinking. So.
Congratulations.
Here, where's our coin, Jesse? Is it in your pocket?
No, it was on your desk.
We just hit our 666 days sober.
Oh, hell yeah.
Coin for sober for Satan coin.
What? Would you like to say anything about your pieces and opening bits?
All of these pieces are made from an upcycled necklace that I found at a thrift store.
Oh, fun. Here, I'll
so-
show all of them.
I don't know if they're actual stones, but they're definitely glass if they're not actual stones. But yeah, I'm gonna start the bids for each of those at $10 each.
Beautiful. Thank you. So, opening bid for these pieces by Cole. So, he did the wire wrapping here tonight. You can see the really beautiful detail. $10 opening bid. So, you can tell me in your texts which one you would like to bid on. Both sides are so beautiful.
Thank you.
Do you have something in your mind of like the front, or is it like?
Yeah, either side can be the front.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
So opening is $10. Text 403-629-7424, and you can describe which one you'd like to bid on. There's the cute little rounder, lighter one. There's the more bluer one. There's the more
Hey, there's
greener
12
one.
people with us.
And then there's this one that's really lovely.
Dusty sent you a message. Did you see it?
I did not.
Ah. Here's the message.
Oh, amazing. Thank you, Dusty. I will go grab that and we can talk about your show a little bit more. Can you, can Rich?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's perfect. You saw the message?
I'm grabbing a piece with a phone booth on it.
Yeah. So, oh no, Dusty, we got it. It might have taken a bit long, but I hope we got it. So Rich is just getting the piece so we can talk about your show a little bit.
Lovely. All right.
Ah! Oh.
What is happening? Hi. All right.
Do you know where that sweater went, Jesse?
It's on the couch, I think.
Is it what color is it?
Red?
That's not the one.
I don't know what you're talking about. All right, so this is a piece by Dusty, an example of the piece from her show. It is called Vintage, and it is on an 8-inch by 8-inch canvas, and it is opening $80, acrylic on canvas. And so if you come down to Rumble, you will see her show is motorcycle.
God,
Based.
I cannot tell you how glad I am that you guys came and sat in the seats. Even if you don't buy anything, which is fine, I just like sometimes talking to the empty seats. I get like the COVID flashbacks.
All we saw was the little red dot on
Yeah.
the camera.
So,
We're just
so we go to Safeway or Co-op, and like people will run up the aisles like, "Rich, Jess, how you doing?" Like, because we're in their living rooms all the time. But
All we
you
saw
think it would be nice being recognized, but it's just like terrifying because always now this isn't even the camera. The other camera is like this big, and it's just like a little white dot in the corner. And this was how we stayed open for, was it 2 years? We just looked at the dot and you pretend that dot is the most important person in the world. And then, but yeah,
it's good times.
it's good to have bodies.
We're grateful to
Thank
you.
you.
Did you want to put this piece in the auction? Do you want to wait a little bit and think about your opening bid, or are you pretty okay with anything? Come here. Have you been here before? Once before? What's your name? Emma. Very nice to see you. I will grab this one.
I wouldn't trust them to be.
I-
They should be.
I will not trust them. I will, because this has a nice white
Yeah, that one's.
edge, so I will be very gentle. What is your opening bid for this one, Emma? $20 opening bid. This is by Emma.
Can I hold it?
Yes.
No, she's not good at holding it.
It's
She is good at everything, but holding the
But
pieces.
holding the painting. I was
And
trying
I'll
to
tell
be
her, like, if you
gentle
hold it
and the
perfectly
mic.
still and then get the light away from it, you can see the piece and the camera will zoom in and find it.
It is
But she's just like, all right.
One of my P is still a student.
Yeah, so Emma is a student, and any sales would be very much appreciated. Yeah, big round of applause for Emma! Yay! $20 is the opening bid. I really like the textured
Yeah.
ground, it's
Love it.
beautiful. Would you like to say anything about your
Is there a
piece?
right side up to this?
Not really.
Because upside down is very figural.
Whatever you decide.
They're beautiful. We'll keep
Love
it safe with the
Oh, do you want to
drying.
hold on to it while it's drying?
It will be like an altar around you.
I was just checking out my wife's butt.
An altar around Emma.
Whoa!
Beautiful. And what's your name?
I'm Julian.
Julian.
Is it frog
I
theme
apologize.
tonight?
Oh my gosh, yes. We'll show.
I might turn this off.
That's fine.
What is your opening bid, Julian?
Same as Emma's, $20.
And what
$20.
is your frog's name?
Gerard.
of
Gerard.
That is a good name for a frog. Do
Look at his hat. That is totally a
you want to
Gerard.
see another frog painting
Yeah.
that Georgia
Oh, yeah.
did?
I might keep it.
Where's Georgia's painting?
It's there.
Okay, I'm bidding on
Opening
this.
$20.
It's got two, we think, ex-boyfriend eyeballs on it.
She
So,
said, you can make up the story however you want. And I said, so the quote on it says, you have to kiss a lot of frogs before finding your prince or something like that. And I was like, whoa, Georgia, are these your ex-boyfriend's eyeballs? And then she laughed evilly. And I was like, that is wonderful. So she said, have fun. Opening bids $20.
good luck sleeping with this. It doesn't have to be in your bedroom. It could be in the kitchen. It's going to keep you up at
This
night.
one
So.
is like silvery.
It's the most eyeball reflection in the dark.
Right? Just like, so I should write stuff down. We're
Yeah,
bidding
okay, that's not a bad idea.
we're bidding
I like how you think.
$20.
Spend the next 2 months guessing what.
Oh yes, I should get.
Does anybody want? So after we're done this space in December, January, we're going to start a program called the Isle of Rue, which will be broadcasting online. Does anybody want a size small gray Isle of Rue shirt?
You know, I would if I wasn't a double XL.
What I have here, and I think this would look like pretty swank on you. The normals would call this a ladies shirt, but I think you could rock this pretty hard. And it says a single XL, but it comes from a place where they're expecting body types to be more generous. So would you like to try this shirt on?
I will pass on that.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
Are you giving them away?
I'm giving these away.
I want
Can I
that.
have the
Yeah,
gray
one.
one?
Bam. Is that the one you wanted?
Gray one.
Great one to
Thank
tan.
Can I have one? I'll wear it.
Okay.
The ink is a little stiff until you wash it, and then when you wash it, it's just like soft like skin. It does help the first time you wash it if you turn it inside out
I
and put it
always
in the
want
dryer.
shirt. If it fits, you keep it.
Tayana, would you like to put any of the ones from the walls up in the auction? I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Preferably the lighter ones.
Yeah, my mom's shipping up the ones from last week.
Happy Easter, everyone.
Yeah.
You want it?
Would you like to talk on the screen? You don't have to. No, it's okay. What would you like your opening bid to be?
I think that one I put up for 20.
20? Perfect.
So this is one of Tayana's work.
Can I
So
hold that
she
for you?
Yeah, thanks, Rick.
maybe I'm being bad on purpose and then Rick can hold it for me. So this one is
Oh my
by
god! So this is my wife, and
Hold
we're
the
married.
painting.
We're married because she proposed to me of all things, and I live on the particular branch of the autism tree that believes things literally often, and so I knew her for 8 years. Well, I knew her for like 6 years before I found out I was saying her name wrong. Because we knew her as Zabo, because that's how she introduced herself as a teacher. It's the cooler sound of the word. But one day we went to Grandma Sabo's house. I'm like, what the hell is Sabo?
Sabo.
And she's like, oh, that's my other last name. And I was like, that's sketchy. But then, like, after 8 years of knowing her, are you guys coming in? Come on in.
Where she was
You can bring your bike. So after 8 years, she mentions that something about scheming. And she's like, oh, I wasn't scheming that night. And I was like, wait, what? And then she's like, yeah, well, I was scheming that night. I'm like, you scheme? Like, I had no idea this is a thing she does. She's like, I scheme all the time. And I'm like, so 8 years I knew her before I knew she was capable of scheming. Actually, in my naivety, I think I just assume most people don't scheme. And then she's explaining to me everybody does. And
Not everybody. Everyone's quiet.
like we don't know how to talk to this guy now. So yeah. But I do I mean, I knew I was different my whole life, but then like actually learning a lot about my brain in the last few years. And this one guy I'm friends with at work likes to make fun of me. And we were talking about like I don't watch comedy because a lot of comedy is not very funny to me. First of all, it's kind of transparent. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's, am I not doing a
Well,
good enough
I just
job of-
wanted to
yeah,
talk
holding
about
piece
the
up, yeah.
show before. So this
Can I
is
tell my
by.
story or no?
Can I talk about Tana's piece and her show, and
Sure.
then you can tell your story?
Can I
This
tell
is
my
by
story and not
Tana,
your story?
and this is opening $20. And if you would like to bid on this piece by Tana, this is $20. Text 403-629-7424.
That's 403-629-7424.
Perfect.
403-629-7424.
That's all I want.
That's good.
Thank you.
It wasn't that great of a story. The short version is, I was like telling my friend that I didn't really think that Napoleon Dynamite was about anything. He's like, "Did you ever stop and think it might be about you?" And I was like, "Whoa." My brain literally melted. I was like, "Oh, that's why it's not." I always thought, actually, this is funny. I always thought I was too smart for comedy, right? And it just turns out I'm just not wired right. So
Or you're wired, right? Rishma bid $10 on each of Cole's necklaces.
oh, that's nice.
Thank you, Rishma.
Those are actually.
Are you coming in?
I'm gonna rally him in.
Thank you for rallying.
I don't have a phone. I can tell you my Instagram.
Oh my goodness! Look at this. It's got the same eyeball
Oh,
as
I'm buying
George's
this piece
piece.
off. I just don't know when's the best time.
Oh, great. Would you like to show that piece? We have to start showing pieces faster.
Okay,
here.
show pieces
This
faster.
one.
I have to use both hands
What's happening?
You take this and then.
I'll take the mic.
Well, like my partner,
What are
they do
your-
a whole bunch of that, like.
what are your
like, evil
opening
collage
bids for
shit,
these?
They're all
so,
different.
To get for them.
This one has a story. Do you guys know what this is?
This one.
It's the Santa Cruz logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the very first piece of graphic design that I ever liked in the late 1980s when Jesse was born.
Jim
If you guys
Phillips.
are- Is it just you? That's-
Jim,
We're just meet right now.
yeah, right?
What's
And
that?
he's excellent.
Jim Phillips, and she said she saw it on Facebook.
Oh, you know the
His name
artist?
is Jim Phillips.
Okay, I'm from Oxford.
you guys' Facebook.
He's from Santa Cruz.
There's multiple conversations.
He's one of the
Yeah.
original skateboarders.
Hi, we love you guys, everybody. If you're buying pieces, then your voices take precedent. Is that fair? If you're having another conversation, we're gonna take that as bids.
I mean,
Can I get $900? You're like, my Uncle Bob has a new car. And like, sold.
What's your opening bid for your Santa Cruz?
Okay, well, only because this caused a bit of like kerfuffle on the institute and on the social media, and I think it's because like I just assumed everybody knew this, like the maple leaf, like, oh, obviously I didn't make this, and then like our friends are like text me like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I think I'm okay, like as much as usual. And they're like, why is that hand so angry? I'm like, no, dude, it's a Santa Cruz hand. Like I just figured, but to me, this piece is super special because it's me doing a watercolor painting of the most influential piece of graphic design in my life. So it's only personally valuable. I can't imagine this being valuable to anybody else. But I'm going to start the bidding of this at 20 just because I wouldn't mind keeping it.
That's good.
Okay. Am I whipping through all of these?
Well, here, I'm good.
And then that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do this one next. This is Vincent Van Gogh riding a bicycle.
I really love
I
that.
love that.
I really
Does he still have his ears?
Yes.
Opening bid for Van Gogh?
This is probably a week before he lost his ear.
Okay, I can do that. So he's.
I like that.
Incidentally, the greatest publicity stunt ever, right? Like, if if he was ill or if he was
In a
angry
sword fight?
or if it was Gauguin cutting his ear off in a sword fight, getting his ear cut off was probably one of the greatest things that happened to the world because otherwise he might not have been found.
Is it like
Yeah.
an apple soup can?
Yeah. And then actually there was a point when my student loan was coming up where I like almost mailed a finger to the student loan board. And it was just like, I'm doing everything I can. I'm doing everything I can. And they just kept like tightening the finger screws. I'm like, what's it going to take? Like, I have to send a finger to these guys. I was like, wait a minute. If I mail a finger to the student loan board saying this is all I got, I kind of figured like that might make headlines. And then that would be my like breakthrough moment. Okay. Opening bid for this, which could be a tiny painting for your house, and I'm starting to paint small because apparently I filled up everybody's houses. But this could also be a postcard or a bookmark or
Print.
if you needed to take notes for grocery list. There's a blank side and a painted side.
Sean bid $30 on the Santa Cruz hat.
Oh, $30 on the Santa Cruz hand.
Nice.
Cool. Okay. Can we go $30 going once? $30 going twice? $30 going 3 times? And just because there's an online lag, we'll give people a 10-minute window. There is, because Richard from Illinois doesn't get the video. So, but what time is it?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll just estimate.
9:26.
Okay.
So this one is by Emma. Opening bid 22 $20. And if for people at home, both of these are really like they're scratched in.
Here, use the microphone.
The fork. The definitive piece by a starving artist. Eating the paint rather than the food. Just kidding. I was just trying to. Yeah, pretty much. Opening $20.
Can't afford food. Right?
But these are beautiful pieces. Opening 20 for each of these pieces by Emma. And then, sorry.
Whatever. Step on it.
Are those still wet?
Yeah, I just.
Okay, let's
Is it
just
okay
leave
if
them
I
flat.
keep them by you? I just don't want anything to fall on them by accident. And this one?
Did anybody bid on the eyeballs?
$10 for this piece by Emma.
I'll
Let
bid
me
on that.
know.
$10.
This one? $10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody else just did. Did anybody bid on the eyeballs?
What's the opening bid for Vincent?
$5.
$5. Rishma. Sorry, Emma. $10 for Vincent to Rishma.
Wow. If everybody doubled the opening bids as a starting point, that would be awesome. I'm drinking your tea.
Okay. Okay.
Tea for Teru.
So
Okay. Vincent Van Gogh on a bicycle going once. Vincent Van Gogh on a bicycle going twice. Vincent Van Gogh on a bicycle going 3 times. And we'll put a 10-minute lag on it. Sold otherwise.
this is a triptych of jellies. Beep, boop, boop. You can bid on one, or you can bid on all 3.
Oh, the
$20
jelly.
for Vincent. Wait. What just happened there?
I don't know.
Oh. Okay, well, that's within the 10 minutes. No,
Rishma, you have it.
you had it at 10.
This is by
Okay, no, that's okay. Rishma wants it for 20.
Kaidi.
Doubling the bid. We'll call that sold.
Opening is 40 for this. Lovely piece. On a charcuterie board. Or a wall hanging. Opening 40.
Where's Vincent?
He's here.
You know, I painted this in the dark while we were watching a movie. And like the next day, sometimes your eyes see it in the light and you're like, hey, I'm pretty good. But when I did it, it seemed like a total failure because it was dark when I did it. And it was actually worse than that. It wasn't just dark. We have red curtains and the sunset was like blinding me. So we closed the curtain. So I painted this not in the dark, but in the red.
Right.
Yeah. And then so
I like
it actually
that.
turned out pretty nice compared to what I thought it was like.
That's fun.
That's a nice surprise.
These are very cool altered pants by
How do I
Cody.
keep losing this phone?
Oh,
Have you
I,
been taking it?
I
from me?
keep trying to open it and keep it there
Oh,
so I
why
can hear
don't you
it.
something else? Like, it's-
So, by Cody, opening $60. Very cool pants. And crime scene pants. Opening 60. By Cody. I think they're both 34s. If that's a concern. Boop. Okay, you show more of your pieces. Or
I also did this while we were watching the same movie, and I'm not crazy about it. Does anybody like witches or want this piece of paper? Going once for free?
I'll take it.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe it's not a great selling. Oh, this
I
was actually
love
okay.
this.
Can I show you something? So, like, I was drawing witches. What movie were we watching? It wasn't during the. There's the Vivitch. This was inspired by the Vivitch. But we're watching something that had nothing to do with witches. Oh, we were watching Pan's Labyrinth.
oh yeah, that's right.
And so this was also in the dark. Actually, it seems like when I paint in the dark, the colors are way more vibrant. So that was like I was halfway through doing my second witch, and I lost my energy for witches. But so this is like a witch and a goat that was inspired by a scary movie we were watching. And she's in the woods, the scary sky. And
What's your opening bid?
$5. Plus, it would make a nice postage card for again a grocery list.
I really like her bum. She has a nice bum.
You know what that is? This is so random. She's wearing a dress that I invented in my head from the dress from High Fidelity that his ex-girlfriend wore to that dinner. It was like, it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, you do know?
Weird, yeah. Catherine
Okay.
Zeta-Jones
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the half.
I was like, what would a witch wear?
Paddle. $10. $10.
$10.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like on the paddle. $10 on the cape. Beautiful.
$10 going once, $10 going twice, $10 going 3 times, and that's
Hold
for
on, there
what?
was a thing.
I might lose this.
What's that?
I might lose this.
Oh yeah, because it's small.
Oh, Sean bid 15.
Yeah, lost it.
The Vavitch.
I lost it, the bitch.
The bitch.
Okay. So that's going once, going twice, going 3 times for $15 to Sean. We will keep a 10-minute window open. So lucky I'm what's it called? Prolific.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah. Okay. So this piece is I was trying to imagine what were we watching? Probably the same. I got like 4 or 5
You went like down a rat. Oh, this one. This was coffee and cigarettes.
yeah. It was supposed to be Tom Waits
Yeah.
and Leonard Cohen and Rich Taylor in a cafe. And I didn't really want to make it look like any of us because I didn't want to sit, like, oh, me and Tom Waits. And
Yeah,
actually,
we're just like
Rich is sitting like 2 tables away from Tom Waits and Leonard Cohen, but kind of like pretending he's sitting with them. So this is like me being a nerd, kind of jonesing on my favorite musicians. But opening bid for this is $7. I don't know why I said.
I like that you said 7. This is by Brendan. Opening
Can I hold that for you?
is
Watch
$40.
I wonder if everybody at home's like, Rich doesn't hold it better than Jess at all.
Yeah, you do. Look, you can. I'm just more impatient because I want to get back to writing stuff down.
Right.
That's my excuse. So,
Also, I have just a different relationship with this camera, the broadcast.
I like this collection of your group pieces.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is like Tom Waits and
This is from memory. A photo I saw of Bob Dylan backstage hanging out with his gang of musicians and friends and things. I think Donovan was in the room somewhere. But like in terms of like likenesses, it's not photorealistic because I was doing it from the old brain, from the noggin. $5. $5 for this one.
that's nice.
Isn't it?
This is by Alex. It is a very lovely, just like
Can I hold it?
manta ray
Yeah,
in front of the
This
moon.
one's been here for a while.
It's called Be Free, and it's opening $50.
Yeah. This should go on the wall at full price because he's thrown this in the auction a number of times.
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything that's blacklight reaction? Oh, again,
I love that guy.
from the Vavitch, a scary goat.
Black Phillip. I don't even know if this is true, but I saw this picture of the goat that played Black Phillip, and he was so ornery and horrible and evil that he was not allowed to work in movies anymore, and he retired on a farm in like Idaho or something. And I like that story. Just that.
Who's got the other one?
Thank you for sure.
Who's got this?
Thank you.
Who's got
I
this?
saw it. I was like, I don't even care if that's real. I just love that story.
Who's
That
got this?
Sean.
Okay, so Sean or Rishma.
Sean.
Okay, so Sean also, if you want, you could have this one with it. I'm gonna time these out. I'm gonna say these are timed out. So Sean got this, ba-bang, and who got this?
Rishma.
Rishma, and who got this?
Sean.
Good.
Good.
Those are very nice light pieces to mail to Sean.
Yeah.
Oh.
Poor Sean.
Does anybody here love Bob Dylan?
The heavy ones
Do
you
you
got
love Bob
last week.
Dylan? Or no? Okay, not.
That piece
Um,
I told him was like
This is an inversion of Tangled Up in Blue, where he goes to is this ongoing love story between him and this lady who he saved. But in the song, she's working in a bar and she bends down to tie his shoe. but I had a young fella then down to tie her shoe. Are you guys selling pieces tonight? We'll bring it on up. This one I actually want to keep, so the opening bid would be like $5 million.
Do it.
I give this goat away.
Beautiful. Oh, it's gorgeous. What's the opening bid? What would you like to start it at?
Can I hold it up?
5, I guess. 5? And what's your name? Gabby? Is it your first time selling here, right?
Is there an orientation
Big round
that
of
you
applause
prefer?
for
Is
Gabby!
this the right way? That's what I thought. I felt that.
Opening $5.
My little boy just got a ukulele. And he's 11, and he had to play violin when he was a kid. He hated it. And then he was like so juiced to play the flute in school band. And he's just such a nice, accommodating kid that the band teacher said, "Is anybody willing to switch to clarinet?" And he just switched to clarinet. He's like, "Dad, I'm going to play clarinet." I'm like, "I thought you wanted to play flute." He's like, "Well, the band teacher asked if somebody would switch to clarinet." I'm like, "Cool." But he's like me. He's on the same branch of the autism tree as I'm. And I'm like, he's going to hate clarinet. And so he did not practice. He resisted so much. And I knew right away, because I played just the saxophone, that he's going to hate it because it tickles in his mouth. After months of suffering, he's finally he's like, "I can't play the clarinet. It tickles in my mouth." So last weekend, he started talking about the ukulele, and like, bam, we're at the store, bought him a nice ukulele, comes home. Within hours, he's writing and composing his first song. And so the new song for the Isle of Rue sounds a little bit like, what's the Hawaiian fella's name?
It doesn't. It just sounds like
Can you
that.
tell me the name of the?
No, because it's like 50,000.
Okay, but
words
there's
long.
a
Hawaiian.
Hawaiian musician who passed away, and he sings like,
Gabriel something.
yeah. But he starts out the song every time, "This one's for Gabby," and every time he says that, it just makes my heart sing. So when you I've taught Gabby's since it's Gabby.
Yeah.
Is that short for Gabriella?
Yeah.
Is that related to Gabriel? Is Gabriella the female version of Gabriel?
Yeah.
So you're the warrior angel of peace. Did you know that? I know that because both my son's middle names is Gabriel. Okay, what happened with the bids?
That's opening 5. Rishma bid 10 on the goat.
10 on the goat. Greatest of all time. It's not funny.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll take that. Thank you.
So this is a fun.
$10 going once, $10 going twice, $10 going 3 times for the goat, which I think I might have given away, but if I can get $10 for it, I'm going to get $10.
That's why she asked if she could bid on it, and I said, of course.
Okay, excellent.
This is a funny story because Kyle made this, and then. Sorry, I'm glitching out on her name now. Oh, name. Gladys bid, and then when Gladys came to pick up the piece, I was like, because my filing system leaves something to be desired, I couldn't find it, but I gave her another piece by Kyle and other people. I asked her if that was okay. So she paid for this one. But Gladys, if you're watching, she said she liked the other one too, so she wasn't upset at all. But this one was
You
there.
sold Gladys's train?
No, what I'm saying is, Gladys, if you're watching, this is by Kyle, and this is the one that you actually bought, but then you bought the other one because I couldn't find this one, but then you got the other one in place of this one. Then Cody saw this one, and Cody's like, "Oh, would you mind throwing this in the auction?" I was like, "Of course." And then I awkwardly have to explain how dumb I am.
Buy this one too.
Buy this one too. Exactly. Thank you, Emma. So this is by Kyle, and opening would be $10.
He used like very fine truck, like train paints, like figurine paint for that.
That is so cool. And you can hear this kid so, "I'm in danger."
We were actually at a train show, like right before it.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah, and they had like these things that would.
Was
pick
it a
the
model
trains
train
and
show?
like put a sea can on them, like put a sea can
That's
on
so
the train,
cool.
and it would still go around the track. Yeah, it was really interesting.
Can I tell you a funny story?
Yes.
Maybe it's not funny.
Tell us. The fun
Did you say you were at a train show? Like
Yeah, I was
model
in
trains, right?
April.
Yeah.
So I had this friend Ken who worked for CP Rail. He was an electrician. What's inside?
I think it's a wait for the because
So when Like it actually goes on a track.
Yeah.
Or it's a gold bar. Okay, so this is the ratio. What is the ratio? This is at 1 to. Does anybody know what ratio this is? It's like 1 to 18 or something. And then there's another one that's this is 1 to 40. The other ratio is 1 to 18. So the 1 to 18 ratios are this big, and the 1 to 40 ratio is this big. And if I've got those ratios wrong, I apologize. But I was teaching ratios to the kids because we're both teachers, and I always tell them the funny story about my friend Ken, who he worked at CP Rail. He was an electrician. And every year he's like, you got to come to the train show. You got to come to the train show. I'm like, I don't want to go to the train show. So he takes me to the train show. I didn't know it was toy trains till we got there. I was like, how do they get all the trains to the train show? And so we get to the train show, and turns out Ken knows everything about trains. So like, he walks up to this train, he picks it up. I was like, this is a P52 13 CP flyer. And the guy's like, whoa, like, you know your trains. But then they stop because there's this. Where did you go? Oh, there you are. Do you know that there's like things that there's like a bias at the train show that like 1 to 18 people don't talk to 1 to 42 people?
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
being weird about it.
Yeah, no, okay. So I'm at the train show, and the guy's like totally impressed that Ken knows about trains. But then he's like, wait a minute. What ratio are you? And that's like a code for like, do you use Mac or PC or
It's like Nikon
what are you
versus
shooting on there?
Canon.
Whenever I see somebody shooting on a Canon, I'm like, is that a Canon?
Nikon D90.
Right? I see somebody on a Canon, I just don't trust them. I know it's awful. It's my
Me
only
neither.
bias. But when I see people, anybody here shoot on Canons, I apologize if you do. But it is.
I'm not gonna
I
say now.
apologize. I'm so sorry. But do you ever look at people that you shoot on Nikons and go, what the hell's wrong with that person, right? And I remember there's a span of time when I couldn't afford Mac computer, so I bought a PC computer. And I remember it would open up. What's the PC
like
noise?
that, right?
What's the PC noise that it makes?
Like,
Yeah, like that. And every time that opened, I thought, I hate Macintosh. And then
Yeah.
I got myself a Mac again. I opened, I was, whoa, I'm like, I love my Mac. But
Right.
okay, so here's my funny story, and you can tell me the truth if it's funny or not, because I've been telling this story for years. Ken and I go to the train show. He totally impresses this guy because he knows the name of the train by sight. The guy stops. He's like, I think I like you, but I'm not sure. Yo, what's your ratio? And Ken's funny joke, which he's been waiting for 10 years to say in front of me, is 1 to 1. Because he works at CP Rail. And as I tell this to the kids, and they never get it. But,
No, it's funny. It's funny.
you got me. Okay.
This
It's
is-
trust.
It's more like the shit-eating grin on his face when he goes 1 to 1.
I'll do 15 for that.
15?
Yeah.
Fine. 15 to Cody.
Nice.
I painted a Mustang. Also, we're watching in the place between the pines or something like that.
Yeah.
Which was like grueling. Like I thought I needed therapy when that movie was over. But this is opening at $5. I also think it would make a nice postcard.
This one. Shere Khan. We also watched Jungle Book with Felix.
Oh yeah, this came out of me during the Jungle Book.
Because you
I almost called it the Rumble Book.
that is a Rumble Book.
There should be a Rumble Book.
There is a
There is a
Rumble
Rumble
Book.
book.
Yeah, it's
There's a Rumble Book.
it's full,
I wrote it.
You did.
It's so funny.
but also full.
Can you imagine how much work it is being me? Like, I know I'm annoying to be around, but I got to be me all day long.
Look, Eddie Spaghetti made this out of leather, and it's the Book of Rumble, and people have been signing it. So
Okay, these are the
if
two I
you
wanna
want,
keep
you can
tonight,
write
if that's
a note
okay.
in here.
The Book of Ramble.
Rumble.
These two should go together.
I can't
Maybe we'll
find
just
a pen.
surprise Scott
But
with
here,
it.
let's pass it around. And if you haven't signed the Book of Rumble, you can put the date and the signing. I'm not good at reminding people. Look, we got it on the 100th Rumble, and we're at 580, so that's a lot.
I also painted this. It's some hippies at Woodstock because we were watching. What was that movie called? We never watch movies until summer break, and then we like work like 20-hour days, and the last 2 hours we're too wired to sleep, so we watched Flashback. But these are some hippies from Woodstock. I'm just trying to whip mine in front of the camera before we. This is my Canada Day painting. No one is free until we are all free. Some communist stars in
It's
the
like
top.
crazy
that quote like in the 60s, and then it's like still
Free reaches everybody now, because like when we say freedom, we mean like all people are equal, all people deserve love,
No, that's what I
freedom
mean.
to get married to whoever you
But
want.
people were
freedom
fighting
to
for
be
this for so
espoused.
long ago, and it's like fucked up that if we still have to be trying to
Nope.
like get that for people.
Because those people need freedom too. They need their freedom to be fascists and lash out at people that don't dress the way they like and don't think the way they like and don't act the way they like. See, really, when your heart is filled with love, you can love all the people, even the shitheads, right? So you won't catch me at one of those. Like when they honk the trucks at. I might not be making friends here, but like when they honked the trucks at Greta Thunberg, really, like that kid was amazing. And even if she was wrong, she's amazing. But I don't think she's wrong. And then, so you got to find love in your heart for the fascists as well.
I like this one a
Oh
lot.
yeah, I don't know what this painting is. I was doing it and I got out of control. And then so I wrote myself a note. It says, "What the fuck's going on?" Because it started out, I was just playing with paint. And I like the way it went down. And I made these two people that might be traveling to another planet, to the Isle of Rue. And then for some reason, they have a friend that doesn't have any flesh. And then a robot. I think this was actually me kind of going through some big feelings about AI. And it should have a bicycle.
Have you seen Tanner's influences from AI right now? Like he's like using like Meta to like help him.
Oh no, it's a great idea. You have to assimilate or die. And actually, I spent a lot of time. I got an account to ChatGPT. All I'm trying to do is make friends with the AI, so when it takes over, it lets me keep my brain. Remember, I was one of your early adopters.
Oh yeah, it's floating around.
Okay, so this has no bid. If you want this, you can have it. I think it would go nice on your fridge. It'd be a conversation starter, but this one isn't. There's no price for that.
And they're going to the Isle of Rue.
Oh, if this doesn't sell, I won't be crushed, but I wanted to share it. It's the Isle of Rue. It also is Teru, our family name. The Isle of Rue, Teru.
Huh?
Which one?
Oh, the buggy.
The
The
buggy.
buggy?
Oh, did you show that?
The buggy we haven't
$5.
showed it yet. No, I just hold things.
We have a.
I'm the worst auction.
I am not a wealthy man. I am like one of the most broke people on the planet. You give me money and I'll give it to people. I'm the worst at giving things away. But I have somehow
You're the best.
got my hands on. I've had 2 Beetles. And 3 if you count the one that runs. But I've had 2 Beetles that lasted me under $3. Here you go. Yeah?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Yay!
Unless it's more than $3.
Aaron bid 5.
I was about to
I'm
do
so sorry.
12 or something.
Oh, 12 is great. Yeah, I'll take that. Here's a funny one. I did this today. Kind of felt sketchy about it, so I put some gold bars across it. We bought this record, 1050.
10:50.
Done.
Nice.
We bought this record. It's not okay. It's such a stretch. It's a record. Help me out here for
I'm listening.
Betty Page. She has nothing to do with the music. It's just that somebody thought, let's sell a record of the kind of music that Betty Page might listen to.
Wow.
It's actually pretty amazing, just blazing
It's
kind of.
so good.
Yeah, it is. But when we opened up the record, out felt this like pile of Betty Page
It's like a
photos.
booklet of photos.
Yeah. So I've been just one by one painting the Betty Pages, and then actually.
Okay.
What's happening?
Michelle bid $5 on Canada Day.
Canada Day. And then I covered up her stuff that Betty Page didn't cover up, just because I'm always trying to redignify sometimes with the exploitative paintings and photos.
So Michelle bid $5 on Canada Day.
$5 going once, $5 going twice, $5 going 3 times.
$5 on where's Isle of Rue?
It's on your desk.
It's right here.
What is happening? And then she bid $10 on the Beetle, but I told her it's $10.50 for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the girls gonna sell?
What happened?
My hotel sign.
Yeah, here. We showed it. Let's see.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. It is opening at
Supposed to say and stage.
$40.
Couldn't fit it. $20.
Opening at $20. Trying to make sure people can see all of the angles. There's a nice sheen on it.
What happened back here?
Those girls are linen.
Cool. Assemblage, linen. I love the time.
Oh, that looks great on
Stamps.
that white.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
Okay, Michelle bid $12 on the Beetle.
Second time. Second time.
Oh,
Did this get a bid?
No, I don't.
Would you take this as a gift? The
Yeah, I'll take that.
okay.
Thank you.
I'm like the worst businessman ever. I just feel shitty.
You just give it out.
Can you pass me that? I don't want to step on this.
These two that I have over here.
This one.
Yeah, we're gonna hook
Oh,
that up.
perfect.
I
Okay.
was gonna say I have this piece on me as well, but it'd be kind of a higher price bid one, like 120 starting bid.
I almost dropped it. You break it, you bought it.
Perfect.
I think we just found one of your pieces the other day.
Oh, really?
Like as we're going through our own collection of stuff.
Opening at
120.
120. Perfect. By Cole. Look at that detail.
Crazy.
That's so
I
beautiful.
shouldn't say crazy, but it's like
No,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like so beautifully done.
And it's imitation malachite with a little peridot set in the veil.
Oh yeah.
It's not heavy.
No, no, that's not bad.
It's like my old bookshelf. Short them down. Which was the
And how much was
Oh,
that?
it's-
29? Or is it more?
sorry?
I think it's just 20.
Oh, it's the look
Yeah.
one. Look is happening with that one.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Okay, is Rich? Oh, systematically turning off. It's still so bright outside. We're gonna do some of the black light pieces now.
yeah.
You lower my brightness then.
Okay, so when I just want to see what this looks like. So this is super awkward because there's a really sweet lady that came in tonight, and then while I was cutting out my Mickey Mouse over there, she came and she's just talking to me about some of her stuff in her life, and one of the things is that she doesn't have a good relationship with Disney, which is fine because I don't judge anybody's anything. But I think she was a little concerned that I was painting Mickey Mouse and that I was going to go to hell over it. And so
Look how cute he is.
I was working on this Mickey Mouse over here, just cutting it out. And then I wanted to, I really wanted to paint it, but I also kind of wanted to save it for a rainy day. And so I was just sitting here thinking, oh, I don't know what to paint, but I did have it in my heart that I wanted to paint Mickey Mouse. And so I painted this Mickey Mouse, but yeah, it's kind of a short, chubby dwarf mouse, I would say. And then he is quite black light reactive. Can you hit the good lights? And so, I don't know, like I'm trying to kick this habit I have for black light. I quit drinking and now all I want to do is take photos and play with the black lights. So I do all the black light in my head all the time. One time I was like checking something. Oh,
It's really good.
it doesn't, this one doesn't look that good on camera, but I'm really enjoying this with my eyeballs and the black light super vivid. But then can you also hit this? So I was combining some night glow Mickey Mouse that I actually bought for Felix, but he wasn't here, so I used his paints. And this is such a weird, like, I don't know, like
That looks really good on the screen.
my conditioning from art school is to think this is cheesy. And it's so funny because who I think I am versus who I actually am is so different. And I teach high school art and I teach junior high art. And initially for the first, I think I've been teaching for 20 years. For the first 10 years, I kept telling the kids, Try and stay away from pop art because it's so seductive and cheap and cheesy and gross. And
I don't think you'd ever tell a kid that, but I.
I did. They'd be like, every time they're like,
No, I
find
did.
something from art history you like, and they'd like pull up the Andy Warhol of Marilyn Monroe. I'm like, oh, come on, So I would constantly be telling the kids to stay away from pop art. And then the other thing that drove me nuts is they all want to splatter. I'm like, look, and if you want to do action painting, you can, but you got to do a little bit of reading about action painting. So I can't stand action painting and I can't stand pop art. And then I do a lot of splatter action painting. And there's probably a pop art
section on Rich Teru.
It's just something that infiltrated my life since we started doing Gorilla House and Rumble House. Is it's kind of unavoidable. So it's funny that I actually. It's also like I've seen a few ghosts in my life, and if you told me a ghost story, I would immediately think you're a liar because I don't believe in ghosts. But then I had these weird experiences that I can't really explain. So there's that. Can I also show this? This we bought. There's a couple pieces that we were bidding secretly against people because we wanted to keep, and this was in our bathroom here at the gallery for quite some time. It was a different painting that was gold and it turned into black light, and Jess did me a gift and actually purchased it for me, and we've had it over top of our record player where our black light at home
I really
is.
like how she glares.
Yeah,
at
she
me.
looks nice in the black light. And the only thing is that I took my Panther home last week in exchange for this. So this is up for auction. Can I hold those two pieces up? Yeah.
Yes, please. So these are by Tiana.
Who's
And
this, by the way?
That's by Tiana as well.
Oh, let's put this one up first because this is knock your eyeball
These are
out.
all opening 20, right?
This sold, right?
Or
I think
no,
this
this
one
one
sold.
didn't sell.
That's crazy.
Opening at 20.
Who in their right mind would not buy this?
The skull one is 20, and I think the other one is 25.
Okay, perfect.
How many days till you're gone forever?
I leave 3 in the morning.
Oh,
tomorrow.
are you taking some paintings home with your wagon tonight? Don't forget your wagon is here.
I'll grab my wagon, but would it be possible to keep the paintings here till you guys close?
Yeah, what happens when we close? I'll tell you what.
I can get them
For
like, I
you
can help.
and only you and no one else will put them in our storage. But we're really trying to like,
And we can kind of work out because we can ship them to
yeah,
her.
maybe they all
Yeah.
sell by then.
Exactly. Yeah.
But we'll put them in storage. But don't tell anybody I'm on a live feed because
Is 40 on Mickey enough for opening bid?
Who's
Michelle is asking.
Michelle, I'd give it to you because I love you. But it is. I don't know. Michelle, do you have a black light? Because that is kind of necessary for $40 is a perfect opening bid for this. And then look at this, Michelle. I can't believe how vivid it is. This is the first time I've ever done a black light that didn't really hold up on screen. It's okay on screen, Michelle. Wait till you see it in the real. Also, Jesse and Rich are going to Disneyland on Saturday with Felix.
This is by Tiana, opening 25. And this is
Theo's?
by
Did you know Theo? Is this Theo's? Did you know Theo does
Oh.
black light?
that's opening 20.
Does Theo know that Theo does black light?
Oh look, his other butterflies too. That one's called Butterfly Sky. It's opening at $50. by
Is
Tia.
the mouse on wood or canvas? It is
Canvas.
absolutely on
Can-
canvas. And Michelle says, I'll get a light, but I love the phone shut off. But I love the humor. Okay.
This is by Theo. Wait, were there more than one text?
Yeah, you do this
I'm-
part. I'll
I'm-
hold these.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm
Also,
balancing a bunch of things.
in the middle of the night over Christmas, I did some reading, and for like about 2 hours, I thought this was the light that will give you cancer, and it doesn't. But it's like a few degrees off of like, don't spend too much time in front of this black light.
Kelly bid 45 on Mickey.
Okay.
And this one is also by Tiana, opening 20, and it's also black light.
Are there more black lights?
This one.
Did I?
20 over here.
Voice in the back.
I can't see anything. Can you remind me your name again?
I'm Noah.
I know. Thank you, Noah.
Of course.
Can I just show my other Mickey?
Hold on. I have paintings leaning against me, and I have to write down.
Does this have a? This have a?
Wait, I already forgot. Did you say
20.
20? Okay, thank you. My brain is like a sieve.
Okay. Do we have this? What was the opening bid for this?
You should see if that one is like blacklight. I feel like it might
It
be.
kind of has like a vibe that it might.
Except for like if these are real,
If the
these are
eyes-
real eyeballs, right? These are like real replacement eyes. And so if you think about this, like imagine somebody in World War II got his eyeball knocked out, and then he put one of these babies in, and then he goes to the pub where they have a black light and he's got this glowing eyeball. I would have to think that with black light technology, people making fake eyes would have had to go out of their way to make sure they're not black light reacting.
The writing
Oh,
is.
the writing is.
Yeah.
It's kind of poetic.
That one's just
Sean bid 25 on this one.
that was nuts into the black light.
You're in front of the camera.
Okay.
I didn't mean to sound like judgy. I was just like,
I invented this place.
I just wanted to make sure that Sean bid the right. I mean, I'm getting the right one for Sean. That's $25.
Did we get a bid on the steel bars of Vintage? Oh, there was one more blacklight one. We were listening to a orchestra, and it made for not a very sexy painting, but it's nice in blacklight.
Michelle bid 50 on Mickey.
Nice. Did Michelle already bid 40 on Mickey?
Kelly bid 45.
Oh, I see.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
That's
cut
okay.
you
No,
off.
that's okay.
What were you showing?
I
this
was showing the
Right.
band. Can I show Mickey?
Yeah.
the other Mickey?
Sure.
Super Mickey.
So we have been cleaning up the front end, and we had I had about 13. Maybe if we put one of the other lights on, can you put
Oh, yeah.
the big light on just for momentarily? So the Blues Fest gave us about 13 of these big boards. They were 4 foot by 8 foot. And this is the last of the boards. And as we're cleaning out the front end, we needed to get rid of this board. And I was just looking at this board going, maybe I'll turn it into something. And so we are going to Disneyland on the weekend. And this is how I found out our friend that was visiting today doesn't like Disney. She's like, is that Mickey Mouse? I'm like, yeah. She's like, are you sure you have to do Mickey Mouse? I'm like, yeah. So when she came back tonight, I was feeling super self-conscious because I was already working on a different Mickey Mouse and I didn't want to offend her. But I also was working on Mickey Mouse. So it's like, nah, I'm going to make Mickey Mouse. That's how I'm doing it. But I cut this out on a whim. I got this jigsaw. Actually, never get a chance to use it once I shut the Rumble House down because I won't have anywhere to use my jigsaw. But sometimes I really love and it's really funny because as soon as you do something like this, no one wants it. Like I've probably done about 50 paintings on boards like this that were cut out. As soon as it becomes a little bit crafty, you can't sell it. Like there's just this, I'm going to put some zip ties on and stick it to a fence somewhere. But I'm just trying to think about what I want to paint into it before I start. And it took a lot of self-restraint to not paint into this tonight. But that's how the little mini.
You drew it so quickly and you jigsawed it out so quickly. And it was just like, how you can do that just like freehand and then just jigsaw something is really like it looks like
I can cut out Mickey, can't spell, and I don't think Napoleon Dynamite's funny. Something wrong with the wiring. Did this go for 50?
50
Going
to
once,
Michelle.
going twice, going 3 times. This is one of my all-time favorite blacklight paintings.
This is
Even though I'm trying to kick the habit.
this is Icarus.
Oh, nobody wants that. How much was this again? Did I buy
$10,
this? I
yeah.
bought this.
Yes.
Yeah?
By Emma.
Is that you?
Yes.
And we're gonna pay you the whole $10 because I think it's worth 20. So I like because we keep half. We don't actually keep half. It just goes into the gallery. But we're gonna call this a $20 bid because I love it. And because you're a starving student. Are you in summer school?
No, I just got done an IT program.
I remember. I think probably my worst year for starving was my first. Is it at the AU Arts?
I haven't even started, and it's
Oh, okay. My first year starting, I remember the girl I was dating stole soup for us. because we were hungry. And they used to put the food out in the cafeteria on Fridays. And if it wasn't, make it till Monday. If it was just barely fit to eat, they'd kind of put it near the garbage, and we all go scavenging for the food. And I remember Tammy stole a can of soup from Safeway. I was just mortified. I'm like, what the hell? And it was like, actually, I'm pretty hungry. So I wanted to be like morally high ground, but then I ate the soup because I've been hungry enough to steal. So I totally get where you're coming from.
I wanted to show one of Dusty's examples of her pieces from the wall, opening $80.
All right, this is
by
interesting.
8
None of my music pieces sold tonight, but I think when Scott comes back,
I really like it.
just about that was doing it.
Okay.
You will want them all.
Did we show everydy's pieces of everybody's
If we
pieces?
haven't shown your piece, let us know.
It's I put it
Where's
like a
yours?
couple weeks ago. So I'm like in the back.
No. I have a bunch here. Oh wait. Let's see.
It's a lettering piece. There it is.
Anybody like-
Oh, and it would totally slap on black light.
What is your opening bid for this piece?
Let's say $15.
Okay, can you hold this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn the overhead light on. Thank you for saying something else.
And the house has supported and bought a lot of my pieces, so it still stands. I want this to go to the house. Oh, that's the first time I've seen it like that.
Oh, that does slap.
All right, I have a request from you.
Whoa, it's glowing. Like
I have a multi-layered request from you.
Yeah.
And it's only because you're donating. Where did you go?
We're
Uh,
not ruining our eyes at us.
we are currently emptying out our art collection.
Okay.
So we've been buying art for 20 years, sometimes to support people, sometimes because we couldn't live without it. But this is just the right size that we could actually keep it. And so, like I'm feeling a little choked up here, but if it would be okay with you, it would mean more to me to have this as a gift in my private collection than for you to donate the money to the gallery. Could I have this piece?
Please.
Okay. Then come and pick a piece to trade for it. Do you want to trade a piece for it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'll show you what I got left. You could have a Betty Page,
Okay.
or
a little camera shot. I don't want to walk too
oh,
far.
that's okay. These two I kind of like, so if you don't love them, and then I got these, but you could trade any one of these for.
I want the tiger. I know you love them, but
have it.
thank you.
That's a good trade.
That's a good
Wicked.
That is so nice. Thank you.
Like, if I ever say, "Oh, I want this piece," I know I can make another one.
Yeah.
And Jess panics because sometimes she'll actually sell the same piece twice. She's like, "Oh shit!" Because she freaks out. I'm like, "Don't worry, I'll make another one." And that kind of, we'll just stick to the story that only goes for me. But maybe I've done a couple of pieces, for other people as well.
Take something to teach, right?
You know what I do at school? This is twisted. This is like one of my. There's two versions of what I do. This is so messed up. When I'm feeling super vicious, and somebody leaves their artwork out, I'll sit down and I'll make a duplicate of it. And then the fun that can be had with that is infinite. Like you walk up and the kid's like, "Can I go to the bathroom?" If you ask me to go to the bathroom one more time, I rip their artwork and I'm like, "Oh, oh!" No, I'm just kidding. And I pull their actual piece out, but it's like a duplicate that I rip. You have to pick the kid with the right sense of humor to do that. Even if it's a joke, it might break them forever.
Yeah.
And then this year, this one kid spent like 2 hours making like this Elmo painting. It was really simplistic, but he's not a bad artist, but he wasn't he was more of like a good at
He
sports.
was new to it.
Sure,
yeah.
but whatever.
Sure.
I'm not putting him down in the slightest. It was like one of those moments where he hadn't really done a lot, and then all of a sudden he starts doing this painting. But he spent like 2 hours on it because he's talking to his friends. I was like, it's this rare instance where I have the kids the same class in the morning and then again in the afternoon. Usually there's a couple of days between seeing them. But he left this painting out. And I like this is like a, I got one job. Can you just put your stuff away at the end? Yeah. So he leaves this painting out after spending 2 hours on it. And so and it was on this, like, he painted on the cheap paper, like the not important paper. I was like, so sitting there. And I got half an hour at lunch. So I painted 14 versions, duplicates of his painting. And they were dry by the time he comes back after lunch. So he comes in and he's going to go finish his painting and he's a background or something. And he walks up, he's like, I go, what do you work? Because I don't actually teach. I just go, what do you want to work on today? Whatever they want to work on, I'll help them with, right? So I'm like, what are you working on? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, how about you finish your monster painting over there? He's like, oh yeah. So he goes over, he picks up the painting. There's another one underneath. He's like, oh, like he made that. Like what universe I'm in, and he puts it down, and his actual painting's on the bottom of the pile, right? So he's looking, he's like, I don't know if this is mine, or if that's. He's like, and he picks it up again. He's like, ugh. He made 3 distinctive pooping sounds, and then all of a sudden he's just like.
That's hilarious.
That is gold.
That is just like worth getting a teaching degree for. Like that
Is it?
That is. That
How many
one-
did I say I did?
I like hearing that.
There was 11. There was 11 of them. And then I told Felix about this story. Felix, 11 years old, and he thought it was the funniest thing in the world. And I didn't keep the pieces because I didn't want to confuse it with his actual work.
Right.
Anyways, that one went well too. But any of these times you're being funny, like you never get in trouble for doing your job teaching. Anytime you go above and beyond trying to make somebody smile or laugh, that's when you get like 1 out of 10 times you get kicked
You know
in the
this
ass.
specific teacher, but like Mr. Barth was teaching a class, and this girl who's currently like really good tattoo artist was K-holing. Like she had so much ketamine that she had to, like she was tripping. So like Mr. Barth was like, get her out of here, like because it's like she actually makes a career in art now. So like he's like, get her out of here. It was hilarious, but like
You know what's troublesome though is okay, 2 things. We work here, right? So we do see our fair share of people struggling.
yes, yeah, like we were addicts,
struggling
and
with the,
struggling.
yeah. So artists
Yeah, I
are
love
surrounded
this
by people that use all kinds of things.
Right.
And how old are you?
30, just 30 actually.
You haven't lost a friend yet.
Lots of friends.
How many you lost?
Too young. I can count like 4
Right.
that are working.
At Rumble House, we've lost 50 people. It's every 3
Holy
months
shit.
somebody passes away, it's usually from drugs.
Right.
But before that, I opened up Rumble House, Gorilla House 12 years
It
ago.
used to be a skate shop.
When we opened Gorilla House, I would say probably 30% of my graduating class was either dumpster diving or dead, right? So I don't want to be like one of those guys because we just quit drinking, but I don't want to be one of those people that's like, oh, I don't drink, so you can't drink either. But I'll tell you, getting my shit under control. Yeah, getting it under control is important, and then some birth, right? Probably having been an artist and a teacher,
As
probably
long as he
saw,
has,
has seen his fair share of, like, in fact, how old is that guy?
Oh,
He's old now.
yeah. He was
So-
there when I was there.
Like for me, Coleman, John Coleman. John Coleman was the second most important art teacher in my life,
Right.
but his mind is gone.
Right.
Right? And he got eaten by dogs. Like,
Oh,
so
Jesus.
as your mentors and your friends
Start
and
to
your
coincide,
like you end up, if you live
Oh,
as
I'm
an
our
art,
friends. Truly.
yeah, if
Glad I
you-
met you, sir.
if you live as friends, as an artist, you're gonna go through. So that's probably why Barth overreacted for 2 reasons. One, he's
No, he didn't. He underreacted, really.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
and now she's a great artist.
Yeah.
And,
And then
makes money
two-
on it.
The kids all think that if they're gonna get baked or high or whatever wasted at school, art class is the place to do it. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I got a math exam later, and then I got art. Like, oh, I'll drop acid during art, and then so the art teacher becomes the sole caretaker of all the drug problems.
No,
in school.
totally.
And here's the worst part, right? Because like you're a survivor of the art scene, you know everything, right? Like you can tell from the way people walk what they're on.
It's like being a dishwasher when you're fucking 13, 14,
Yeah.
15. It's a very similar thing.
you know all the stuff. So I play this game. I play this game with my kids when they come in sober. If they're habitual users, I go, hey, would you know what I mean by passing? And they're like, what? Like 50%? I'm like, no, like right now you're sober. They're like,
Right.
yeah. I'm like, but sometimes you're not, and you think you're passing.
Right.
They're like, I'm
Oh.
like, just take a look at me
For context, yeah.
and then guess which one of your teachers knows when you're not passing? They're like, oh. And then I'm like, so what needs to happen is, right? I'm going to notice anyways.
Right.
But you need to not look like you're messed up when you come into class, because when I'm trying to deal with you, and I'm sure you're out of your head, I can't help, because sometimes there's mental health problems, and sometimes there's
Totally,
like
right.
suicidal problems, and sometimes it's a broken heart.
Undiagnosed. A lot of
Yeah.
times these people are chasing things for a
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
reason, right?
And COVID was brutal because
Brutal.
is that kid on
I'm so
drugs, or does
thankful I
that kid
wasn't
need to
in
get to the
school, like,
hospital? 'cause they're-
graduating.
yeah. So
Totally. Thank you, Rich.
yeah.
It's a great chat with you always.
Yeah. yeah.
Nice seeing
Just
you.
so much love. Yo, take care. Nice to meet you, sir.
Victor bid $100.
$100 sold. Going once, twice, 3 times. Victor, have you seen this Under the Black Light?
Yes.
Sure will.
These are by Allie. This is a palindrome. It's a taco cat. Opening $20 is polymer clay. It's a little pendant if you want. Taco cat.
Do you
This
feel like you need it?
is a this
Do you
this
need it?
needed
Yeah. Are you dependent on it?
pendant. Haha. This is a cute little paint palette by Allie. It's also polymer clay, and she even carved the wood grain in, which is very cute. Opening
Also
20.
totally unrelated and not funny is we were listening to the audiobook of It's Superman, which is like a kind of like it's like a very novel like take on Superman. But on the audiobook, the sketchy guy, they burn him and he goes, ha ha. And that's become like a staple in our conversation that would make no sense to anyone. But you said something funny, and I almost went, ha ha. I'm bringing ha ha back.
Aw. These are all by Allie. Look at I didn't even like how beautiful. It's the night sky, Canada leaf.
That's the same artist as that. Who made those?
Allie.
Is that right here?
No, it's
Allie
Al-
made a knife though. Felix
Yeah.
got the knife.
yeah. Oh, should we
Do you guys know we have a poetry book called Awake in the Undertow? It's got a whole bunch of poems in it. And then we also have a coloring book. Well, only got 2 left. So this is the story of how Gorilla House got here. It's also a coloring book. And then also, there's some Brenna books. This is Jessica Aru just
Hi,
published her
Christine.
first book, titled The Goddess Alpha,
self-titled?
with French flaps.
Which is the best term I've ever heard.
And
French flaps.
she embroidered her book. I just used a computer and a pen, but her book's embroidered, and we
And
have
then Lori
copies
took beautiful images of
of The Goddess Alpha. There's another goddess right there. Booyah. Not blacklight though,
Oh yeah. It's not blacklight.
in case that's important to you.
Did
That was
anyone else have pieces they want to
Did
show?
Did,
Tiana, did you want to perform?
Dusty's piece get in? What was the opening? Did you put that?
It was 80, yeah.
$80.
This one. It's like
Dusty, everybody loves your work, by the way, BTW.
somewhere else, and then I just did this kind of part.
Oh, cool. So this is a piece by Tiana, and she was painting into a painting that she
Oh,
bought.
pop art, Marilyn Monroe. It's an addiction. That's a good addiction.
But I like how you added in your own style. So what's your opening for this?
I think it was 20.
$20 opening for this piece by Tiana. All right. Is there anything else?
That's all the
Is there
stuff.
anything else? Everyone's like,
There is.
oh, that's nice.
All right. Here's a nice story about
Did you buy the piece?
What?
I was gonna say, did she want anything?
Dylan. Again with our sobriety stories, came in, and I'm going to say he was poised to cause some trouble our first time we met, and we became really good friends. and he opened his own Creek Coffee Company.
Yeah.
And I really love Dylan. He's been part of my life for 12 years. Probably the closest I've ever come to adopting a nephew. And he opened up his own coffee company, and we buy these off of him for 20 bucks. And then if you buy this for 20 bucks, we don't make a cut off of it, but Dylan has already been paid for this coffee. We're actually going to Disneyland, so we're not going to drink this. But you can get a Creek coffee for 20 bucks.
Kelly bid 20.
And Dylan's been such a huge part of my life. And then sometimes when Dylan's in trouble, like there's people that when they get a flat tire, they might call me because they have my phone number and they don't have anybody else to call. And sometimes when people are kind of stuck, I can, like, I don't want to call it embezzlement, but it's not unlike me to take our rent out of Rumble House and give it to somebody trusting they'll get it back to us before the end of the month. And we've been here. We haven't ever been screwed over, but one of the things about Rumble House is that we almost always have a month's rent that we can use to get people through a jam, so long as they can get us back. I'm not a bank, but I have made some shit happen in my life. And so Dylan's a good friend of mine. And 20 bucks? Or?
Wait.
Okay.
Kelly, I already said Kelly bid 20.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
But what I wanted to say is sometimes Dylan just phones me to tell me about his achievements, right? And so like sometimes I feel like I'm an easy I'll help anybody, right? And I love Dylan. And like when Dylan needs help, he knows that I will do anything for him. But sometimes when the phone rings and I'm like, oh man, I hope everything's okay. And like, I'm waiting for, cause he'll tell you, like, if he's going to borrow 50 cents, he will tell you a story that's a whole novel and then ask to borrow 50 cents. And then sometimes he's telling me this whole story and it's just, I forget that I'm the person in the world that sometimes he calls to talk about his good moves. So like he got up for a grant and phoned me up in the middle, like, and I'm talking like 4 a.m. I was like, oh shit, what's the matter, man? And he just wants to tell me that he got this grant. And so I have a real love for this young man. And his daughter's 14.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people, like, what's your 2 daughters is Gabby?
Yeah, she's 13.
And your other daughter?
She's 10.
Yeah. Like we'll see you grow up. We'll see them become like adults and then live their lives. And so they have to have good lives, okay? Because it's too much pressure if they don't. But yeah, it's interesting the families we've become part of. And I was also saying this earlier. We've lost 50 people at the Rumble House since we've opened. It's been about one person every 3 or 4 months since we have opened. The first person we lost was 7. Last summer we lost, was it 5 people or 6 people? 6 people if you count my grandmother who didn't come here. But 5 people from the Rumble House. And I think that we I think we have like a little radar out for people that need a little extra care. And it also means though, like one of our friends, who was it that lost somebody recently? And I was trying to explain to them that like when you have 10,000 people for family, right? You're going to lose more family than if you have 300 people for family. And, a lot of times you can go through your whole life, be 30 years old and never have lost anybody. But like Felix, he's 11 and we've lost 50 people in his lifetime. So we have to explain to him sometimes this person's not coming in anymore. But the gift I've got from that is like I am so incredibly vividly aware of being alive.
And grateful.
And yeah, I just we live in this sketchy high tower. And I'll look out the window, and it's so easy for me just to flip that switch and just be like, I'm in this moment, and I'm alive. My wife's alive. My kids are alive. And there aren't any promises, and just cherish the moment. And that's the gift of knowing a lot of people, and it's the gift of losing a lot of people is you don't take any seconds for granted. I think that sounds like the end of the night.
Yeah.
Do you have it in you to try and sing the Isle of Rue theme song that Felix wrote?
I wish I could play the ukulele. So imagine Felix strumming, like very cute on his ukulele, and his little voice. First there was Gorilla House, then there was the Rumble House, now there's the Isle of Rue. Making art is all we want to do.
Kid had a ukulele for an hour before.
Thank you everyone so much, and we will make sure everyone gets what they need. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Also, super important that you do show up next week. There's the slightest chance WestJet doesn't get us back from our trip. So if you do come by, maybe if you use social media, we'll just, if you
It'll
can,
be fine.
don't ignore us. Don't skip next week because we might not be here. Our tickets should get
No.
back Tuesday.
Just message us.
Just letting you know, like if we're not here next Wednesday, we've never missed a Wednesday Rumble. There's been a flood
Yeah.
right through the gallery for 2 weeks straight. There was a tornado in the field across the street. We never missed a Rumble through COVID. I've had 6 migraines. You probably had 6 migraines. One night I stuck my power screwdriver into my thumb and was holding on to something. So it spun like 3 times before I let go of the button. So I mangled the ins and just duct taped it shut. We never miss Rumbles, but there is, if we're not here next Wednesday, it's because WestJet's screwed us.
We'll be back.
It should be fine.
It'll be fine.
I'll take 40 for that coffee thing.
Oh, here,
But I
sure.
would have to go to I have to run to an ATM